going to welcome someone that I think you're going to enjoy very much, a speaker who is a dynamic personality. Her name is Viola Llewellyn. She's a trailblazer in fintech and financial inclusion. And she is the co-founder and manifestor-in-chief of the Toolbox, spelled a little differently, Tulle. And Toolbox offers innovative leadership development workshops for women that combine human design with transactional analysis and common sense. She was also a co-founding president of an African fintech company, Ovamba, where she led technology innovation, strategic implementation, investor communications, and global business development. She is also was named one of Innovate Finance's Women of FinTech Power List and Lattice 80's Top 100 Women in FinTech 2019. She's also an international speaker, a TED Talk presenter, and her insights were published in the Brookings Institute Foresight Africa 2019. Please join me in welcoming Viola Llewellyn.
If you give me the number for the pizza delivery. Hello, everyone. It's very groovy to be here. So, about 13 years ago or more, when I was innovating all kinds of solutions, mostly alternative finance for the African market, the only thing I thought in my poor innocent state was the only thing to measure was return on investment. So much has changed since then, especially since meeting my beloved business partner, Kate Byrne, and being introduced to Tracy. But over the years, if I had had an environment around me like CBIC, the Charlottesville Business Innovation Council, I might have arrived at a point a little faster about what is worth measuring. So there I was out there, 5'2.5" in the very best high heels I could find, trotting from here to there, shilling my wares, talking to everybody, telling only very slight lies about what I was going to do, because I did not have an environment around me like you guys have. If I had, my ideas about ROI might have been a little bit different. What I saw when I attended TomTom, spent time with Kate and everyone else, including you, Alyssa, was a different way in which we can approach the idea of doing good, doing well, while making a truckload of money, not embarrassing yourself, and doing good for your community. In particular, Charlottesville, lovely place, great restaurants. So ROI became something very different for me over a while. I started to think about things like return on initiative. How do we take all the things I've seen being taught, almost like by osmosis here in Charlottesville? It's a super intense tech environment. I don't think you can escape ideas around creating anything when you are immersed in such an amazing environment. But the whole idea of using your initiative is measurable, at least I hope it is. With the use of AI, maybe somebody here in Charlottesville is going to come up with a way to get a real measurement of return on initiative. Taking initiative requires taking a chance. You are best and safest served when your entire environment informs you, instructs you, and helps you. When I was building Ovamba back then, I couldn't even go into a bank and ask them simple questions such as, where is your escrow department? They looked at me like I had two heads. That part of Francophone Africa had no such thing. Had to build it myself, had to take the initiative. And as that began to roll on and we began to govern and gather more customers together, started seeing the ripples of impact. We went from a place where nobody could tell me why they were selling or doing transfers of capital or any kind of investment or going to microfinance institutions for a 2% return. But the ripples of impact that are created when you decide to eschew the normal, do something different, just like what I've seen around here on numerous occasions, can really do something magical. And then you look at another form of ROI, which is relationships of intent. It's a bit like dating. You don't take a bad boyfriend and decide, I'll make you mine forever. You do what I did. You marry them, okay? Relationships of intent are important within the arena of innovation and investment. What do you really mean when you open your mouth to ask? And tonight, and as I've often seen here in Charlottesville, there's always an award of some sort going on where we're asking people to display the cleverness behind their intent. And that is another form of ROI that I've seen evidenced greatly here in Charlottesville. And then, despite what anybody's political bent might be, which we're not talking about anymore, we do often despair about what will become of our youth. But again, here in Charlottesville, and just this evening, somebody came up to me and said, if you know any young people that would like to join what we're doing here. And I thought about, that's another ROI. We're returning on intellect. The development of the human mind is always going to be the most fascinating thing that anybody here on planet Earth can be involved in. And when you lace that with a little bit of monetization, isn't that just a wonderful form of ROI? At least I do think so. So here in Charlottesville, and I really believe this is rubbing off on me as well, you constantly see individuals working together, sowing seeds of opportunity, of investment, of returns, friendships, relationships, because if not now, maybe later. You have to have that patience. Another form of capital that I often hear spoken about here in Charlottesville. I really am beginning to think this is the center of the universe, I've got to say. But out of all of that, a few of the things that I really wish that I had had access to much earlier, that I'm seeing evidenced here, is my favorite type of ROI, which is the respect of the innovator. Without those individuals who do not mind moving fast, breaking things, apologizing later, paying the price, not having enough insurance, all of those things, the respect of the innovator, this is a lonely journey of making huge mistakes. Now, it's interesting because Kate and I are working on developing some workshops. And we all worry about failing forward, which is the mantra of those young white guys in hoodies and tight trousers. You know them, don't you? The ones that get the money I couldn't get my hands on, but never fear, I'm here in Charlottesville now. Respect of innovation. Without it, the human race will slow down. And we're not built for that. We're actually trying to go faster till we can go no further. I was talking to somebody this evening. It's an argument. Do we want to have a circular return on investment, or do we continue to run in a vertical position? Luckily, we're in a country where freedom still allows you a few choices. And then there's the respect of the investors. That relationship that always starts out like a shooting star of true love and financial romance that will eventually erode into a where's my money kind of situation. We have to respect the investors, respect on innovations. But my favorite one that I've seen here in just about everyone I've ever met is the return of inclusion. The opening up of the opportunity for people to monetize ideas, solve problems, feel rather good about themselves, and go on and help somebody else to do the same. I really do believe at some point, especially on the African continent and places in emerging markets where I work, we're going to start moving away from traditional education to something that is far more in what they used to call the vocational space. The one thing that everybody who is an innovator is doing right now as they try to get that return on investment is to find a way to get to markets first, monetize quickly, build great profit, and then move forward. And Charlottesville is the center of the universe for that. I have been all over the world, and I know I'm not Lisa Stansfield. However, traveling around the world, I've never seen anything like I've seen here. I cannot thank all of you enough for allowing me to return to my greatest joy, which is finding a way to build wonderful solutions to help women arrive in this world aware, prepared, and ready. I really thought that I was done with innovation, but because I was around wonderful people, it is so contagious. I hope that you all continue to spread the idea of ripples of impact and that you continue to make space for the bright young minds that are coming behind us. Because believe me, people, tech is here to stay. And I think there will be a thesis one day that says it is a form of immortality. I want to live forever, but only if I can do it with you guys. It was lovely to talk to you. Thank you.